It looks like the Steelers dodged a major bullet. Ian Rappaport tweeted out yesterday that TJ Watt is only expected to miss around 6 weeks with his injury. This is absolutely the best case scenario. I guess our prayers worked because I was bracing myself for the best case scenario being like 8 weeks with a 50-50 shot of TJ being out the whole season. So this works for me. 6 weeks, perfect. And I think we can manage while he's gone, not taking any opponents for granted, but the upcoming games on the schedule are a little bit on the lighter side for the Steelers. Next week is against the Patriots, who looked rather bad against the Dolphins, and we don't know if Mac Jones is going to play. If he does, he's probably playing with some sort of injury. And then the following week, it's the Browns with Jacoby Brissett, and then the week after that, it's back at home against the Jets, with a familiar face in Joe Flacco. And with that being said, I don't know if we really need to make a drastic move right now. We had Alex Highsmith, Malik Reed, and the rest of the front seven getting a decent amount of pressure on Joe Burrow after TJ Watt's injury in the latter portion of that Bengals game. And Malik Reed, who will be taking on a more prominent role now, is built for this. I mean, he started over 30-plus games over these last 3 seasons with the Broncos, filling in a similar scenario when some of the top Broncos pass rushers have gone down.
The past 3 years, that's been pretty much, how I've gotten a lot of opportunity earlier on. So I'm definitely ready for it and ready to embrace it.
Now, there are some guys out there that could pique the Steelers' interest. Karis McKinley, JPP, and also D Ford. I'd say out of the 3, D Ford is the preference. The talent is there, and he's got a Pro Bowl. I'd say he's more talented than McKinley. But then when you compare him to JPP, he's still younger. Only problem with him is he gets hurt a little bit too often. And I don't know, with TJ Watt potentially being out only 6 weeks and us already bringing in a guy like Malik Reed to be our third edge rusher, if the Steelers got bringing in someone like D Ford on the top of their mind. Because once TJ comes back, D Ford would probably be at best the third edge rusher on the roster, probably most likely the 4th. I don't know if D Ford is cool with doing something like that at this stage in the game, but if you're the Steelers, definitely having the extra edge rush depth wouldn't hurt. The only problem you got to worry about is if you have another Melvin Ingram scenario, but with the Steelers already having to deal with that last year, I'm sure they would vent it out before actually signing a veteran like D Ford. We got some other injury news. Looks like Najee Harris will be good to go against the Patriots on Sunday. Apparently, the re-aggravation of the injury against the Bengals wasn't that serious. But in my opinion, Najee didn't really look right heading into that Bengals game. Right off the first couple snaps, you're like, what's going on here? So I wouldn't even be opposed if Najee took a week or 2 off to make sure he was rested up and right for the rest of the season and giving Warren the keys. But if Najee's good to go, the coaches think he's good to go, then I'm not opposed to him playing, because he could just flip the script, do something superhuman, and go off against the Patriots. Like, would anyone be surprised? And lastly, I was going through some of the comments on yesterday's Big Deke News episode, and you know how at the end, especially on the recap shows, I'll say, let me know if I missed anything, if I didn't mention someone, let me know down in the comments. And you guys definitely let me know that I forgot to mention Alex Highsmith. So I think on the Tuesday shows after Monday, I will do kind of like what PTI does at the end of their episodes, where they say, hey, let's go through the mistakes and errors that we made. I will go through what I missed on Monday for the recap show and say, like, what did Deke miss? So let's talk some Alex Highsmith. Yeah, obviously Highsmith showed out yesterday, 3 sacks against the Bengals. And anytime the Steelers defense have double-digit sack guys, the defense as a whole is absolutely lethal. And we saw what it looked like on Sunday when Watt and Highsmith were cooking the way that they were. And I think that's just one of the reasons why we're bummed out about Watt going down. Not only Watt individually has huge impact on the Steelers defense, but we were seeing what Watt and Highsmith were doing as a duo. If they were able to keep that up for the rest of the season, it could have been something historic. But if Highsmith keeps playing like this, then I think, going back to what I said at the beginning, the Steelers will be able to manage for that short period of time that Watt could be out. But that's it for this edition of Big Deke News on a Tuesday. Hope you guys enjoyed. Stay chill, enjoy the rest of your day, and peace.